Hi, I'm Marika.
And I'm Miles.
And this is I Don't Know What I'm Doing.
Because we don't. You guys, we fucking don't. Play the jingle.
Hey guys.
Hi guys. Hello from Hangover Land.
We're both of us. Not just one, not just me.
Me. Hashtag me too.
How many times have we used that, but it's not actually?
I know, it's like the worst thing to joke about. But I was part of the movement, so I feel ownership over it. Not take it seriously. You guys, every week we start with our fails of the week. And
if you guys don't know this by now,
come on. It's episode like 33 or 32 or something.
Yeah, like...
Marika, how did you fail?
Oh, God. Okay. Miles was there and helped me through this fail. So...
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. How did I forget about this?
I don't know how you forgot about this. You forgot about this?
I forgot that this is the fail.
So last week... Today's Sunday, and we recorded last Sunday, too. So last Sunday, after recording our episode, we went out to dinner to this Colombian restaurant, and it was pretty good. And there was this loud party there. It was like probably all family, whatever.
Probably like 15 people. A lot of people. Just yelling the whole time.
Yelling the whole time. Well, there's like one person really yelling, and everyone else had to yell to talk over her.
Yeah.
I feel like.
And mostly in Spanish, sometimes in English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just us in that party.
Yeah.
Okay. So me and Miles pay and leave, and then I drop Miles off, and then I realize that my phone is on the car because the Bluetooth signal is not in the car. It's not in my little monitor thing in the dashboard. I'm like, fuck, where is it? And then I get Miles, I'm like, I don't know, I think I left my phone at the restaurant. I left it on the table, blah, blah, blah. So
Marika was like panic stricken as if like she had lost her daughter or something. She was like, I don't know, my phone, I think it's at the restaurant. And she's like running.
Well, yeah, because I don't want to get it stolen or like lost or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm panicking. I'm panicking a lot, guys.
Yeah.
And I wish we kind of recorded me panicking a little bit. It was just like that dreaded feeling. Like, I don't fucking have my phone. I don't have my security blanket. Like, what the fuck? Where is it?
Yeah.
So we call the restaurant. It's not fucking there. They said like the party like took it, and I kind of like. Okay,
the restaurant was not helpful.
No.
He was like. The party, I think they were kind of drunk, and I think that they took it. And I want to be like, did they or did they not? And did they take it because they were drunk, or did they take it because you guys were closing and they wanted somebody to be able to get it to, like, there was no communication between those people and the restaurant.
So I was dumb and still decided to go to the restaurant, even though it was a pretty good indication that the phone wouldn't be there. And I thought like maybe they knew the people there.
I thought maybe we'd get more information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't live that far from the restaurant.
So I burst in, and the lady is talking.
No, wait. The best part is that they had just mopped the floors. So Marika has to yell across the restaurant to this woman. And Marika's yelling in English, and the woman's yelling back in Spanish, but across a mopped floor.
Right. And she's like, I told you it's not here in Spanish, and they took it, and, I don't know what to basically, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And we're like, I was rude and ran away.
Miles literally sprints out of the restaurant without saying anything.
Yeah.
I was like, gracias!
And then Miles says, thank you. Thank God. He had some sense. And then we go back to... Oh, and by the way, this was a real struggle because Miles doesn't have data on his phone, on his iPhone.
Nope.
This whole scenario could have been solved quicker if I decided, A, not to go to the restaurant and just find my iPhone.
Yeah.
And B, if when we did go to the restaurant and it wasn't there, we could look at that app. But Miles, again, doesn't have any data.
So I had to go back to my house to do it on my computer.
Exactly.
It was a choose your own adventure,
And Miles did not want to use it, really. She's like, well, what are we going to see? Like, this dot in the map? I'm like, well, yeah, like, I don't
I was just trying to plan ahead because Marika was like, we need the dot. And I was like, what? The dot's just going to tell us it's like in a general area? But it actually was very useful because
exactly.
we look at this dot and I was like, oh, they're at La Peña, which is this Ecuadorian restaurant that I've been to twice. Not far. And like people do karaoke there. It's open till 2 a.m. I was like, clearly they were like drinking it up.
And Miles called ahead.
Yeah, clearly they were drinking at the Colombian restaurant and they like migrated to
Ecuadorian.
And got a little lost driving there, but
because we didn't have GPS or a map. Mainly because we didn't have a map. If we had a map, we could have figured it out.
Yeah.
But so we get in there and I'm like just hovering over this table looking at them like, is it them? And then I was like, yeah, Maria, it's them.
I physically pushed Marika towards the table because she was like shy in that moment.
And I was like, I'm not sure it's them or not. Then they look at me and I'm like, hey, like, do you have my phone? And they like, and the guy's like, one of the guys is like, well, hold on 1 second. And he walks over to this lady, like a little bit further down the table, and I see my phone on the table, and like, is this your phone? I'm like, yes, it is. And I say, thank you, and I yell, thank you, and I'm like jumping up and down. And
the lady that had it and gave it to you was the super loud lady that was yelling in the first place.
And she said something like, I told them that we're going to like La Peña and like, you know, at the restaurant. I'm like, oh my god, thank you. And then, like, I like did that weird thing that women do where we like clasp hands and we like go like this, like shake.
Oh my god.
And like, yes, like, and it was just like, okay, whatever. And then I was very happy. And it was just like the whole feeling of dread because like you were irresponsible and you lost this $1,000 phone and just left it there and not paid attention was what was going through my mind. Also a little bit of my alarm clock because like I need to go to work. But Bailey, because like fuck, like what if I can't get this phone and I have to get another phone and I have to pay for 2 phones? Like, and one of them's lost. And now I'm like more conscious of like, where am I putting my phone down?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, I'd never seen that side of Marika, which was just like,
which is really surprising
fueled
since
by panic.
You've known me for most of my life.
I know. I just don't think I've ever seen you in panic mode before because I never saw you like late to high school where I'm sure you were panicking. Like, I was never there for that.
Yeah.
So.
Or when I'm late, or.
Yeah, you don't panic a lot in like friend situations, and like when we haven't really had any travel emergencies. Okay, my fail. I'm not proud. But I think it's okay, but I'm not proud. So, remember when we were in France, and I think it was like my birthday, and I was drunk, so like, I'm just taking us back here because I've had this urge before, and I wanted to text my former coworker who's married about having a 3-way with him and his husband. And I did not. But yesterday, I did.
Oh my god!
Because
oh my
no,
god.
Ew, don't cheer, no. Because I was going to Big Chicks, and I've seen him twice now, Big Chicks, like, in the course of a few years. I saw he was leaving as I was coming in, and I was like, he's still, like, so fucking fine. He's, like, 50, really nice, great body, like, balding, like, the whole thing just worked. He's a gay
balding
dad, so he's a fucking hot dad. And his husband's hot as hell. They're white and black. So,
all the things.
And I remember, like, you guys, I was drunk last night. I remember, like, writing the message and, like, making sure everything was spelled extremely correctly because I was like, this cannot read as a drunk text. Everything, we need to have commas, grammar, and wrote I think I was like, hey, this is the second time I've seen you out at Big Chicks. Like, you know, would you and your husband ever be interested in a third? I think I said a third. I don't know. So I said that. And then this morning I was like, did I really do that? And I was like, Miles, no you didn't. You don't have his number to text him. There's no way you could have done that. You don't have a data plan, so how would you message him? So I take a nap today for a few hours, and I wake up after the nap, and I'm like, you have to check Instagram. Maybe somehow you got on Wi-Fi and messaged him on Instagram. So I find the fucking message on Instagram, and it's like 1:15 today. Does Instagram tell you if it's been seen?
Yes.
Okay, it didn't say seen. So I unsent it. So that means he didn't see it. Wait, that means he didn't see it, right? Because it didn't say it. I'm just gonna pretend that's the truth because I need that to be the truth because I can't have my sloppy drunk ass messaging my fucking work crush from my last job about having a three-way with him and his husband. Even though I would kill for that to happen, a random drunk message is not the way to make that happen.
But maybe it is. Anyways, okay, Miles, I'm pretty sure, like, you can't unsend.
Yeah, you can say on your messages, you can hold it and it says unsend and it disappears. What? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at it right now. You listeners, you know.
Wait.
If they've seen it, they've seen it. But you can still unsend it. You can do that with Facebook Messenger now, too. You used to not be able to.
Okay, I'll send you a message. Hey, and then you hold it.
Did you
Oh my god.
Unsend that bitch. So maybe it wasn't a fail if he didn't see it, but I still feel like it was a fail, because what the fuck was I doing? Why did I have that urge? I don't need that. I don't
Yes,
need
you
that.
do. Why?
I mean,
Yes, you
know.
do. Why don't you need that? You deserve that. Why not? What if it's a yes?
I just don't think that's the way to bring it up. But I really have no way to bring it up because I don't work at that job anymore. But
Exactly. Miles, like, how else are you going to bring it up? Just, like, what do you have to lose?
I feel like I would at least have to, like, build up to it in some sort of series of flirtatious texting, but I'm not good at that, so I would never know how to build up to it.
Why do you have to do that? Why can't you just cut to the chase?
I don't know. He's so... Okay.
Because either way, even if you, like, build up, like, flirtiness or whatever, the answer could still be a no.
Yeah.
So I feel like you have nothing to lose. You should just go for it.
But I feel like that's how I always, like, message people. I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I'm 30. I don't care anymore. And then I'm, like, move too fast, too blind. I'm not listening. I'm not, like...
Oh.
I'm not... You know what I mean? It's not nuanced.
Okay.
So...
Okay, maybe you should... So you're saying you should do a different approach.
I'm saying this should not be a goal of mine, and I'm not going to try to do this.
I don't understand, like, why? I don't understand why.
Because then, whenever I see him, if he says no, it could be potentially awkward for the rest of our lives.
But when are you going to see each other?
I don't know. Every few years when we run into each other at Big Chicks.
Oh my god!
But maybe I should just try to, like, flirt with him at Big Chicks when, you know, in person.
Yeah, okay. You should just go to Big Chicks more often.
Right. I only go, like, once a year.
Exactly. You should just go to Big Chicks more often.
Right.
There you go. That's your solution. Go to Big Chicks more often.
Okay.
And flirt in person. With his husband there. Like, flirt with both of them.
Well, that's what we learned today, and that's our episode. No. Okay, let's do the topic.
Ooh.
So our topic today, we are hungover. We need something just easy. You guys, we did the family episode. We did the whelmed episode, which was supposed to be a chill episode, but I feel like it wasn't.
Was it, baby?
So, I don't know how to read.
It's been a struggle for Marika for like all of her life.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What do you mean? Like how?
My mom, when I was 3, she wanted like to have me start school early, so she like tutored me or whatever.
Okay.
And like, but when I got things wrong, she would like yell at me.
Oh.
So yeah, very traumatic when you're fucking 3. And I still remember the first day that she when she was doing it. Like she brought like a book of the alphabet, and there's like activities in it. So basically you just trace the letters, right? So you have to like, there's like dotted lines, you just trace over, right?
With your finger or with like a pen? Or
with
pencil?
a pen.
Okay.
Or a pencil, whatever.
Yeah.
So like the first one I did was good, and then the second one, for some odd reason, like I didn't understand, like my motor skill or something wasn't there. I don't know like why I was confused of like what I needed to do next. So then I just like kept drawing like a circle over and over again, and like doodling and like over and over at the same little area, like over where the A should be. And I could feel my mom getting more and more angry as I kept doing this. And she would like yell and be mean. And
you remember that clearly.
Oh my god.
That's crazy. It's such an old memory.
Of course I remember. This is a heavy episode again.
Oh, but you started it.
Okay, so, but, like, yeah, like, that's where it all stems from. Anyways, let's talk about, like, sexting messages.
That's a different topic.
Yeah, because sometimes they're misinterpreted.
Maybe texting is so, like, makes people kind of crazy because everything's on the record. You know? There's like a record of every little fucking thing. Where in real life you forget what they said or you remember it wrong, but this is like, oh, I can go back and check exactly what Marika said. Like,
Yeah,
It's fucked
receipts.
up. Yeah, ew.
It's called receipts, and I love
Snapchat,
receipts.
do it. No, I'm kidding.
I love receipts. I love them. I like scroll up and like look at past sexting conversations.
Oh, I always delete them.
Why?
Because sometimes when there's photos sent, and I'm like, I don't know, I want these on my phone.
Yeah, if you open my phone, if you open my photos, boom, one of the first albums is not safe for work. Yeah.
No, I'd be too paranoid.
Oh my god, I have like 4,100 photos. Isn't that insane?
Are any of those or any of the trips that we went that I need to get those photos from you?
First of all,
Is Paris on there?
of course Paris is on there.
Oh my god.
Okay, of course Paris is on there.
We should just plug
Miles.
your phone into my computer and put them on my computer today. You guys, maybe we've talked about this. Marika owes me New Orleans, Paris, and Cincinnati photos.
Okay,
And I'm gonna
Miles,
get one of them.
Miles.
Is New Orleans on there?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
First of all, how is it my fault that you don't take your own damn photos?
When we went to New Orleans, Marika was taking all this video footage. She's like,
I'm getting a music video.
She's like, I'm gonna make an amazing music video. It's gonna be so much better than our friend Shireen's. Like, and
I
it's-
never really watched that. did I?
Exactly. You're like, it's gonna be so good. And then where is that video?
Nowhere to be seen.
I'll never see it.
Nowhere to be seen.
Books.
So yeah, books.
Reading.
Reading.
I always felt like growing up there was so much pressure to be a reader.
Oh yeah.
So and then you have like your friend, like our friend Maddie was like such a reader.
Mm-hmm.
Like we wrote these stories in 5th grade. Like we had to write stories every year.
Yeah.
Alice Gustafson grade school. And like Maddie's was like so fucking good in 5th grade, and we were like she had this whole thing about like somebody when they like step into the desert they like turn to sand, like you can't touch and I was like, holy what? And she was like, yeah. She's like, I actually took that from like the one of the Wizard of Oz books I read had that, and then I brought this element from this story. Like she had read so much that she was able to make like such a dynamic story by basically stealing all this stuff. And I was like, damn, like I'm not reading anything except comic books. Like that's it.
No, my mom was very forceful about reading too. Remember like reading logs we had to do in middle school and
Yeah.
stuff? Yeah. And like book reports and like
All that stuff, book reports, reading logs,
like
it's
you had
all
to like
like
have a timer on to like okay, like you have to like read 30 minutes a day. And I thought, God, 30 minutes is so long. But really it's not.
it's not.
And I like doing those stories. I can't remember what my 5th grade one was, but I think I do remember my 3rd grade one or 4th grade. I can't remember, but this is the first. It was definitely the first one we did. It was called Saturday, and basically I took like I think because like Nick at Night or not Nick at Night, but Snick, yeah. Mm-hmm. They had like this amazing special lineup happening one Saturday, and I took that idea and I decided like, what if kids like just ruled the world for like one Saturday, and like they would hypnotize parents with like taxes and bills and stuff, and then we took like over like the Reno 16 Theater and we watched Snick, and like had water gun fights and like all that jazz and like.
That's so cute.
Isn't it cute? I wish I still had that.
Yeah, I felt like so much pressure to be a reader with like those reading logs and then we had to read so many books in school that sucked. Fucking Scarlet Letter.
I love that.
No, I hated
So
it.
sexual.
It was. We had to read like so many books in school and like cite, like do the little fucking sticky flags.
Oh yeah.
In the pages, and like reading was just, it was so like systematized or something, and that's like not how you don't read for pleasure by putting little flags in your page and doing a test.
You know what
on
I
it.
really did enjoy was summer reading. I like having a list of choices that I
Yeah, summer reading was nice.
like recommendations. I love recommendations of books, and like back in my early 20s, like I found like this thing on Thrillist or something. I can't remember. I wish I could find it again. But it was like 30 books you need to read before you're 30. And I started going through that list and I can't find it. And I scoured the internet and I remember some of the book titles and I started buying the books like used off of Amazon.
Yeah.
Like, and some of my favorite books are from that list. Like The Sun Also Rises, the last book that Scott Fitzgerald wrote.
F. Scott Fitzgerald?
Yeah.
His final book?
So he didn't technically finish it before he died, but they published what he kind of did.
Yeah.
And then Less Than Zero.
You sound smart right now.
Right?
Books make you smart.
But you guys, you know what age I read those books? When I was like fucking 24. And have I read a book, like how many books since that time? Probably like 2.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
That mean like you would have an entire year where you just didn't read a book.
I didn't read a book.
I'm very like off and on. Like I'll like won't read a book for like I mean we're always reading. Like I like to read articles on the internet, or I'll usually like have a comic I'm reading. But like a book, maybe I'll go like 6 months or something without reading a book, and then I'll get a book and become obsessed with it, and like I'll be reading it like 100 pages a day. Like I'm just like I can't put it down.
Right.
And then I burn through that, and then I like don't read another book for 2 months.
Right. Like when I was reading those, when I was going through that list, like I was working at the restaurant, and like I had a lot of downtime. So instead of like, I would either be writing in my journal about Isaac, or reading a book. And like, oh god, this was a special, amazing time. I felt like it was really nice.
It is like you kind of don't realize it at the time when you like find that nice balance, and then later you're like, why don't I do that more? Like,
I don't know, like
sounds like the life.
It was, and I was like, wasn't really getting paid unless like a table came in.
Are you in a book club?
No.
I am.
I'd be like too embarrassed to be in a book club because I probably wouldn't read the book. I'd be like, fuck.
Here's the deal with my book club. I'm mostly in it because my former roommate is in it, and that's the only time I really see her, and that's my opportunity to see her. But I'm the only man in this book club.
Okay.
This book club's been going for a few years now, which is crazy when I think about it. I'm the only guy. More than half of us do not read the book every time. Sometimes I do, but often I don't. I'm one of those people. And it's mostly about drinking wine and catching up. But then, it is nice, but then I have this other friend, and she's in like an all-women's, very serious book club. They read very difficult books, and they go to Michigan every summer for a retreat, just their book club.
Ooh.
And I'm like, wait, I kind of want that kind of book club too. Like, I
want like a mesh of both.
A mesh, yeah.
Like, I want to drink wine and like get a little bit tipsy, but also like catch up and talk about the book.
I want to have like, I think it should be like every time one person is like the leader of that meeting, and they have like discussion questions.
Oh yeah.
That's what I want. I want it to be a little bit more organized. Yeah.
So Sabrina is on Netflix now.
Yes.
So I've been watching that. It's not very good, you guys.
Really?
Is
it worse than Riverdale? Because I like Riverdale.
I haven't watched Riverdale.
Okay.
But I don't think it is worse than Riverdale. But I think even though I haven't watched Riverdale, I feel like Riverdale is good. Because a lot of like people that I like and influence my cultural decisions like that show. Okay. So, yeah. It's like okay, like there's a lot of like good characters in that show. Sabrina's not one of them, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Even though it's Sally from Mad Men.
Right.
But she was great in Mad Men.
Yeah.
She's not so good in this.
Like acting or just the writing of her character?
Acting. And writing probably of her character too. Or mostly. Yeah, both. It's both.
Okay.
But okay, so there's back to the reading thing. So one of her friends, she gets angry because they technically, like her teacher said she can't read this book for her book report or whatever, The Bluest Eye.
Oh, by Toni. Fuck.
Yeah.
No, Toni Morrison. Toni Morrison.
Okay. So
my friend lent that book to me. I never read it. Gave it back. Oops.
I have a little thing about that.
Okay.
So this character is in high school, and I'm fucking 31, and I haven't read this book. What?
Yeah, but there's so many books like that. You know?
Exactly. And I've not even made a dent. Okay? So, yeah, I don't know. Boring you, Miles?
What?
Miles is, like, yawning throughout this entire episode.
I'm hungover. You're coughing throughout the entire episode and every other episode.
I'm not coughing this episode.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Yeah. Listeners, I'm not going to edit them out. No, I'm kidding. You're clearing your throat.
Yeah.
Did we read Langston Hughes in
college?
Or in high school?
No. What?
Langston Hughes is like the poet from the like Harlem Renaissance. And
No.
his poetry is like in blues form. Like it follows like how the people rhyme in like blues lyrics. Like that's how he writes. It's like so good.
No.
Yeah. I know Batavia education system like
white.
we got like a good education, but it was very white, and like I still
Very
think
white.
I think about like my senior year of high school. I took AP World Literature and wanted to like kill myself because we had to read 11 books in a semester,
Holy shit.
which is too much. But it was AP World Literature.
16 weeks. That's almost 11.
And one of them was Hamlet. Like that class was out of control. Did I read Hamlet? No. Did I spark note it and get like a C+ on the test? Yeah. But it's AP World Literature, right? You have to wait until your final year of high school to learn about the rest of the world. And what does Dr. Lieben do in her final year before retirement, but only gives us male authors? Every single one of them, I believe, was from Britain, except for Kafka, who's from the Czech Republic. Mm-hmm. And it's fucking joke. And I still think that's like such a missed opportunity to open all these like Batavia kids' eyes to the wider world, because Marika just had me read that. What was the book that I just read? Things Fall Apart or whatever?
Yeah.
Which is like the first like classic African novel, and it's like by a Nigerian author, and like that book fucking was amazing. And I'm like, why did we not read that in school?
I don't know. It's a classic.
Yeah. But like, and she was Dr. Lieben was a female teacher.
Yeah.
Assigned no women in that entire class. Like,
sexist.
what is that?
I don't know.
I know I read it like...
She's obviously obsessed about British men.
She was obsessed with Britain. She loved like Britain. She wanted to move there. But I was like, why are you like getting tunnel vision from your own perspective? Like,
it's
let's
obviously
open it
her dream's
up.
gonna come true, so she has to like push it on the
Manifest
students.
it on the students year after year.
Yeah.
It was just messed up. But I remember we had to read this one book. I don't even know what about, because I didn't read it. You guys, I was a good student, but that class like broke me. Like that was the first class that I was up till like the like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning writing shit for that class. I was spark noting. I had never done that before in high school until my senior year. Like that class was like, I'm still mad. But we had to take this oral exam. Like her class was so crammed that she didn't even have time to give us a proper test. So she's like, we're just going to do an oral exam today. Where like out loud, we're going to discuss the book, and everybody has to participate in the discussion once, and then it's just a pass or fail. So I roll up to this oral exam. I have not read a word of the book, but I'm going to pass this fucking exam right now. So this one, I don't even remember, some student is just like, yeah, I mean, it was a really difficult decision for the main character because her sister couldn't be there for her and like had to take care of her child. And that was such a hard road to take, or some shit. Like, I'm making this up. And then I raised my hand and I was like, I agree. It's like, how could her sister come to that decision? Like, after everything they went through, like, how could she make the choice for her? Pass the test. Like, just turned around the words.
Okay, so yeah, like, the key with that is you have to, well, if that happened to me, I probably would have read the book. A little bit.
I was really nervous and scared.
A little bit. Like, I would have at least have read a little bit of the book.
Yeah.
I'd be like, first one, raise my hand. First one.
Oh,
First
yeah.
one. Okay? Get the main objective across.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And like, done.
Yeah.
Done,
That's
dude.
smart.
Done. That's why I always raise my hand at first or try to go first, because they have nothing to compare it to.
Yeah.
And I like probably say the main point, this main thesis of the whatever it is that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, she gets it. Like, yeah, damn right, I get it. Damn right.
People talk about junior year being hard or whatever, and people talk about senioritis and whatever, but like, my fucking senior year of high school, I made the worst schedule for myself. I hated everything. Maybe because I'd been in the closet for like 1,000 years, I was ultra frustrated, but like, I really feel like it's because I was taking AP government. I got my only high school C in fucking pre-calc with trig, which I didn't even want to take, but it was the only thing that fit in my schedule. And I was taking AP World Lit. Meanwhile, the final art class that you have to spend your entire high school getting enough credits and qualifications to take this one art class where you get to do whatever you want and have your own gallery show. Did I have time to make any of that art? No, because I was reading 11 books for Dr. Lieben and like failing my government tests.
Why did you decide to take an AP World Lit? That's
Because
not required.
my brother Graham every year would be like, you need to sign up for the hardest classes. Even if you don't do well in them, college is like that you took the hardest class. You need to take 4 maths. Even if you suck at math, they want to see that you did all the math. And I had like so much like, just was always pumping that through me. And I was like, I guess I just have to take the fucking hardest shit, even though this sucks. I'm going to art school, so none of it even mattered.
My biggest regret was taking political science class. I got a C in that class. It brought my GPA down, so I couldn't graduate with honors. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I graduated with 3.4. Something.
High school is dumb.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we're free now.
Are we?
We're free to like pay bills and do all the stupid adult horrible stuff, but like we're free from all those like weird like pressure to like be something we're not.
I feel like that's still happening though, in a different way.
That's totally true. I take that back.
Okay. Yeah, but more like feeling like pressure to be a certain way makes a lot of sense. Like, oh, you have to be responsible. You have to be like healthy. You got to be well read. You got to be smart. Like, but it makes sense because like you have to contribute to society,
and make yourself attractive to potential suitors.
Exactly. Grammar is my enemy. And oh my god.
Like where? What do you slip up on?
Everything. Like, just structure. Like, having the sentence, like, make fucking sense.
Like, when you're writing stuff, you mean?
Yeah, like, with texting and, like, emails and, like, typing with coworkers while I'm working, like, about, we're usually talking always about work. So, and I'm, like, rereading. I'm like, God damn, can I fucking type? Can I fucking spell? The other day, I couldn't spell important.
How are you spelling it?
I don't know. Like, IMPOR and then ANT. Like, I'm like, and obviously it has, like, the little red squiggly line underneath. I'm like, why? I know this is wrong, but I don't know how to correct it. So, right click. Oh, that's a correct. Just, like, the dumbest.
Yeah. Reading is an incredible vocabulary builder. I think that's, like, one of the best
With everything, like, grammar, everything. Like, just...
It's one of the best things that reading does for you.
Yeah.
And, like... Okay, this is so judgmental, but you can tell when people are readers and when they're not for seeing how they make certain spelling mistakes and certain, like, it was a big thing, and maybe this doesn't mean you're not a reader necessarily, but, like, I feel like if you only know a lot of words from how they sound to you just from conversation and you haven't necessarily read them a lot, I feel like there's a lot of common mistakes, like how people mix up every day 2 words and every day 1 word. I feel like if you were a reader and you were well enough read, you would know that every day 1 word means like something that's that's reoccurring.
Right.
Where you guys know. But it's like reading reinforces those kind of spelling decisions and
like what really grinds my gears. Possibly a new segment on our show.
Our whole show.
So I have a student that I was working with, and part of admissions is you need proof of graduation. So finally get the transcripts, takes fucking forever. The social security number on the transcripts and the birthday don't match what we have in our application.
Okay. Interesting.
So the person that wrote that in Salesforce, I reach out to her, like, hey, like, how do I fix this? Like, do we need, like, maybe we need birth certificate, maybe we need social security card, like, how do I fix this? And she's like, I don't know. Maybe someone else can help you.
That's your job.
You wrote the note, bitch. You wrote it. Okay? It's like, yeah, maybe as admissions services? Like, I'm in the admissions department. Is that us? Like, I didn't make this note. And I'm like, I got frustrated. And so I'm like, okay, thank you. And then she says, you're welcome. Guess how she spelled it. Guess how she fucking spelled it. Guess.
YOUR. Space. Welcome. Marika's nodding.
Yeah.
Marika's angrily nodding.
It just made me even more angry.
Yeah.
Even though I'm bad at grammar, I like, if I'm typing really fast or whatever, I immediately put the asterisk of like, you are, like, or your, like,
the apostrophe
RE.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I hate you. Like, I hate you.
That stuff is tricky because, like, I love grammar, it, but the stuff like your, there, there, like those, I never ever would mess those up, like, growing up, because we would always write everything.
Mm-hmm.
We really don't write much anymore, like, with pencil and paper. It's kind of sad.
I know, it is sad.
But typing, because it's faster, then I even make those mistakes. And I'm like, I know the fucking grammar.
No.
We're just moving so fast.
I don't care. I reread it, and I'm like, oh, fuck, how did I, like, this sentence doesn't even make fucking sense. Let me do a little asterisk and, like, correct it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know why I have to do that. Like, and as a kid...
You have to, what, go back and...
Like, immediately respond to what I said.
Me too. Because you don't want people to think that you're uneducated.
Right. But as a kid, though, I would never do that. I, like, had a hard time rereading my work because I felt dumb that I wrote that in the first place. But now I still feel dumb, but I feel even more dumb if I don't acknowledge my mistake.
Yeah.
But speaking of books borrowed, even though we mentioned that much earlier in this episode, Laurent, like, has lent me a book about Aziz's book about love.
Oh, Modern Romance?
Yeah.
It's so good.
And I haven't read it. Still have it.
How long have you had it?
Oh, like 2 years.
Marika,
right?
you need to read it.
Right, Laurent? 2 years?
I'm worried about it getting lost in your room.
It's not lost. I know exactly where it is.
Because it's really good and it's really funny. It's really funny. Did we learn anything in this segment? I feel like it was kind of all over the place today because we're hungover and...
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's just to read more.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's kind of, like, sad a little bit that, like, because with school, like, school was our full-time job, being a student was our full-time job, but we had breaks. With work, there is no break.
No.
So you can't have the luxury to...
You can't do the summer reading thing.
Or winter reading or whatever.
Yeah.
You know? Like, when I read Braid on Fire, it's because, like, I was bored around Christmas time in Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to be on my phone, so I'm like, okay, I'll read this. And luckily it was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most of the time now, like, when I just read the book that Marika recommended to me, Things Fall Apart, I read that while eating, which is, like, not ideal because you're not really tasting your food. Well, if you read...
You don't taste your food anyway.
Well, my food's so bland, it doesn't matter. But, like, I read it, like, while eating, and that's, like, kind of how I read the whole book. Like, I didn't really do much. It takes a lot longer that way because you're not reading for very long at a time. But I was, like, excited to be like, ooh, let me just, like, finish this chapter. And then, oops, I'm late for work because I was finishing that fucking chapter. But, yeah.
The opposite happens to me. Like, oh, no, I was masturbating and now I'm late for work.
Also done that. Guys, we're still single, okay? It's not.
God, is that
happening?
Is that not clear enough for you guys?
It's still happening. Let's do questions.
Oh,
I
questions.
feel like we need a jingle. It's like questions. Like I feel like we need something.
should.
So a friend of ours asked me this question, and we forgot to talk about it on air. So here we are. The question is, would you watch two of your friends have sex? Like, and you're in the room, and it's everyone's consensual with this situation.
Okay, like the couple that's having sex, I'm friends with each person, or is it
I think
just...
at least one.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go with yeah, because I'm gonna be like mean about it, like critique. I'm like, are they doing it correctly? Am I doing it correctly? Like, let me just compare and think like what I look like and what they look like. Like, oh, you do that? Ugh.
Wait, I didn't think about it that way because my answer was gonna be no because like I don't even watch porn, so like I don't want to watch really other people have sex really. But I didn't think about it your way where I was like, ooh, you do get to see how one of your friends like actually has sex. Like, what do they talk about during it? Are they screwing it up?
Yeah.
Are they laughing? So maybe that would be educational. But I would want to be inside
and
like
funny.
I would want to be like when they do those reality shows where they're filming children and the cameramen like aren't in the open, they're like in little tents. Have you seen that?
What?
Like on Korean TV when they like they're filming like families and like it's a lot about the kids. The cameramen are like in these little camera tents. I think so the kids it's just like more natural and they're less distracted. But I would want to be in like a little tent thing where you couldn't see me and I would watch from inside my tent.
No, I want to be in the room having a glass of wine, like being on my phone sometimes, and then like casually glance up. And then
in a chair?
In a chair, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but I don't want to see the O face.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to see their O face. I kind of also don't want to hear their O face. Maybe just, like, mute that.
You don't want to hear their O.
I don't want to hear their O or see their face.
Do you have popcorn?
Some type of food. Some type of snack, maybe.
Okay, like
definitely, like, wine. Cheese, but definitely... I don't know why, I just think, like, having a nice glass of, like, red or something.
Wait, you said cheese and, like, my whole body was like, I need cheese now.
your house.
And I'm hungover and I'm like, I need some fucking cheese. I never buy cheese, but like that sounds like the greatest thing in the world right now.
Looks like we're getting some cheese after this recording.
I want pizza. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. Today's weird. I'm not used to being hungover.
I like this episode.
I'm used to it. Okay, one more question. Let's see.
Okay, so next question is, how old is too old to pregame? And that answer is never. You are never too old to pregame, okay? It just makes most logical sense, especially with money-wise, because, like, you're saving money. It's, like, the whole essence of partying, going out with your friends and family or whatever, and, like, it's just, like, the top. I feel like it's, like, better than going out sometimes. Like, having music, talking with your friends, doing a little bit of drugs. Like, it's great.
Sometimes it's like, wait, why are we even going out? We have it all here.
I know, but then you go out because they're like, I want to hit on people, and I want people to hit on me.
But do you?
Yeah, I do.
Is it pregame if you pregame, like, by yourself?
Yeah. Yes.
Like, if you do, like, 2 shots and then run out the door?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, it is. That counts.
Because I always feel a little bit like an alcoholic when I'm, like, taking shots alone in my dark kitchen. I'm like, oh, this feels really skeezy.
No. Because it's smart. Because you want to, like, not... Especially when you're trying to save money. God,
yeah,
I forgot about doing that when I was, like, living in the city. Forgot about that. Like, oh, let me take a few shots and then, like, run out the door.
Because now you have to drive places.
Or, like, yeah, I have to drive places.
I don't know, honestly, that I've ever pre-gamed much with guys only. Actually, no, in college, like with my friend Johnny. But I think it's more fun with girls because they're, like, getting ready during it. And they're, like, doing the hair and, like, this and shaving their... Like, there's so much more of that going on.
Shaving your what? Legs?
Shaving their punene. No, and, like, playing Spice Girls. Like, I think... There's something about
That's Amanda and Jamie.
The girl getting ready in the bathroom element, I think, is, like...
Like, I have a hard time getting ready and drink at the same time. I have to, like, get ready and then pregame. Like, I can't do both. Like, yeah. I'm too preoccupied with one other thing.
Yeah.
And usually it's getting ready. And, like, my beer just sits there. And I'm like, oh, great. I miss, like, being 24.
We should do successes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I forgot about a lot of what we do for the show.
Yeah. So our brains are like, we're doing a lot with the body right now, trying to process, break things down, heal ourselves.
You're just getting sober right now, Marika, so, like... Ooh, I have a success.
Okay, please.
So, I went to a Halloween party last night.
Okay.
And I was Wednesday Addams, and I made a noose as my prop.
You made it?
I made it. I bought the rope, and I made it.
Like, tied the knot and
I tied it and all that jazz. I had to cut the rope because it's too long. I'm very proud. I was telling everybody at the party, like, I made this. They're like, you know.
You're like, I made this murder weapon.
It's like, I made it. Like, yeah, you said that already. I'm like, I made this.
Okay, yeah. I think mine is also costume related because some good costumes this year. So for work, we were the Californians.
I loved it. I saved that picture of you.
So if you guys don't know the Californians, it's like an SNL sketch that was on for a long time, and like everyone like talks like this, and like, look at my Californian scarf, like.
Yeah, and then like.
What are you doing here? It's all like that, and they're like blonde. Go back to San Bernardino where you belong. So we were the Californians. We bought a fucking mirror. My coworker Haley was like our mirror holder, and I was like, if we win, like obviously she's gonna get the money too because she's like a huge like. Yeah. She, like we were all doing this fucking thing.
Yes.
We made all the jokes like about the agency, like when we came up to.
Yes.
When we came up to like present our costume.
Oh my god, I can't.
My coworker was like, Miles, what are you doing here? And I was like, Marty, because we have a car brand called Maven, and I was like, get the app, unlock the Maven, get on the damn Ryan, and get out of here. Like we were like localizing it. Like get on the elevator, go down to the lobby. But did we win? No.
Stupid chopped one. What the fuck?
My coworkers, who I like them, but they did just buy some stuff and put it on their head, and they're like, I'm fucking skirt steak, and we're chopped, and they won, and...
Skirt steak? They couldn't, like, buy, like, I'm a honey bun, or,
it was
like,
venison.
eggs.
There was venison.
Okay. And, like, sardines, and, like, what the fuck?
So, I don't know.
Did you guys get, like, second or third? Like, what, like...
There's no consolation prizes. It was literally... And that was $300 prize. But I still think it's a success because it was fucking funny. It was a great idea.
Such a good idea.
Yeah, we were robbed. But that's our show. I need cheese.
Apparently.
And I just need to lie down. So you can email us, idkpod@gmail.com, with your questions, with your advice, with really anything.
Anything at all.
And then we have an Instagram, which is
DK
IDKPod.
Pod.
I'm doing pod.
God.
Got that? You can follow us there. We post on that too. And you can also ask us questions there.
Yes.
And so
That's the show, guys. Bye, failures.
We did it. Bye. I need cheese now.